We just have 2 more days to create our first draft. Yes, you heard that right. The head coach for Anatre hasn't come by. We don't know where he is, so I'm the assistant coach stepping in for this role. But let's see and let's pick, with all the money in the world, our first draft. In the goalkeeper position, we're gonna go for Pickford and Matt Turner, who actually just moved to Nottingham Forest this morning, or it was officially confirmed. But you know, Fabrizio always has the latest, so we knew that was coming. For us to get these players, it was actually very easy because we only spent 8.5 million on them and we have enough budget to go around the defense. So the question becomes, why are we picking Pickford and also Matt Turner? Well, the answer is very easy. It's just rotation for the keepers, because if we keep them till game week 18, we can have up to 14 green game weeks so that we can put them in the goal. Of course, I mean, rotating goalkeepers not always work, but we want to be cheap in the goalkeeper position right now. In the future, we might look to buy Onana, but for now, Nana. The first defender that we signed for this season was Estupiñán from Ecuador, from Brighton Hove Albion. We got him at 5 million. Probably you did too, because if you're part of the 52 people that own him, welcome to the team. But we picked him because he had a very good season, and of course he's a starter for Brighton, who did have a very, I think, standout season last time. And in the defensive position, I mean, he's a one to stand out, and like I said, everyone has him, so we wanted to have him too. Next to him, we're gonna have Chilwell from Chelsea, a left back, hopefully left wing back, who can get a lot of attacking returns. Unfortunately, Chelsea and Chilwell did not keep a lot of clean sheets in their preseason, but they did win the summer series, and I think that's just almost like a World Cup. And lastly, I mean, he is owned by 12% of the game. I'm averaging up, so don't worry about the numbers too much. So, I mean, he could be a little differential per se. So we're going for Chilwell. That's it. So one of the teams with the best fixtures is Arsenal. So we had to decide whether we want 1 defender, 1 midfielder, 1 forward. And that was the plan, but Jesus got injured, as you know. You probably know. Hopefully you don't have him in your team. So we just went for, firstly, in the defense, Gabriel, who is the mostly owned defender for Arsenal, and I think he seems like a good option. He can get those headers at any game, at any time, and he seems to have the most minutes by far right now in the defense. Other options we were looking at was Zinchenko, but nah. And talking about Arsenal, one of the players we couldn't have gone without is Saka from Arsenal. Of course, I just said Arsenal. We did have to spend 9 million because they didn't have change in the office. But it's okay, we're gonna captain him probably for the first game week. We have a Nottingham Forest at home, and of course he had a very good season last time. And at 8.5 million, I think it's still very cheap, so if you don't have him, good fixtures, a lot of good returns last season. We have our trust in Saka. And now we have 2 of the Manchester United midfielders in Bruno Fernandes and Rashford. I mean, maybe you can even say Rashford is a forward, but we have one of the best broskis in football right now. Or I don't know, maybe they are. I haven't talked to them. But yes, we have Bruno Rashford, who again had a very good season last time around. Rashford got over 200 points, and Bruno Fernandes got 178 points, which is not bad. He has done better in the past, so we're going to hope for that season once again. Of course, it's going to be interesting how they deal with the new striker. In the 6.5 million player spot, the biggest dilemma for a lot of managers right now is who to pick in that mid-range midfielder spot. Well, for us, we signed Eze from Crystal Palace for 6.5 million, and of course, now that Zaha is gone, I believe he's going to be the person to step up and give Crystal Palace that edge. And of course, he's going to be in probably set pieces, hopefully those PKs. Surprisingly, for the league champions last time around, Manchester City, we only have 1 player who you probably know by now without me even saying his name. But right now in the midfield we have Foden, but honestly he's just a placeholder because Matt Turner hasn't officially moved to Nottingham Forest in the game. But of course he can be a good option too. I mean, let's not discard Foden. Hopefully he gets more minutes than last time. I mean, Riyad Mahrez has left Manchester City to go to Saudi Arabia, you know, to get more of this, which is awesome. I mean, I would do that too, maybe. But yes, Foden is just a placeholder. Another dilemma, of course there is another dilemma in the FPL game, is who are we gonna pick next to the main man in the forward line. Because of course, let's just say it, we did sign Haaland for more than what I'm holding right now, for 14 million, which I think it's well deserved. He had an amazing season, breaking records left and right, and he'll probably do the same this year. So the question was, who are we gonna pair up with Haaland in this time? For right now, we have chosen Joao Pedro from Brighton, who actually did score a penalty recently, so we just put him right in there for 5.5 million. Hopefully he does play and has a lot of good minutes, but Brighton seem to have like a lot of good players in the attacking section, so we'll see where he stands. And lastly, in the bench, we signed bench players. No, not really, just players that we hope that can be playing the 90 minutes and of course be a backup for any of our starters. So let's just get them over with. We have, like I said, Matt Turner, 4.4 million, not really, 4.4 minus 4 million price tag. Going to Nottingham Forest, hopefully he does start. I mean, there's rumors that Dean Henderson might, be signed for Nottingham Forest, so that could be a little chaos right there, but for now, let's just hope it up. And next to them, we have two 4.0 million defenders in Cavore from Luton Town. And also we have Baltic, who used to be a very good player for our team, or at least my team before in the FPL game. So at 4.0 million, there's no doubt we can have these players and just have more money to mess around up in the midfielders spots.
I am not a robot.
And lastly, our 4.5 million forward is Archer from Aston Villa. Yeah. No, I mean, we just hope that he plays. I mean, we had him last season and he's always been there in the most selected 4.5 million forwards. We haven't taken a look in depth into what forwards could play at that range, but for now, Archer is just fine. This was our first draft and first match day team selection for Inter Anatre in the FPL fantasy game. I am the assistant coach for Inter Anatre and I don't know what's going to happen with the head coach. We haven't seen him since last season. Hopefully he's okay and hopefully I can get the job. And finally, so I bought this a few days ago and hopefully it works out for me. Thanks for watching. If you like this content, we're just trying out new things and we wanted to get Inter Anatre out there in the fantasy football game atmosphere because we've been active since last season in our debut season, which actually we're going to call this one our debut season because we're in front of you, you are watching us, and last season we're just going to call it the X one, not Twitter. See you in the next one. Thank you so much. Oh, it's back.